Hello everyone, welcome to TorqueDev. Yeah, it's been a while since I've updated last. I've been pretty busy, but I have been working. I mean, the last time I've actually updated this thing was what, April 30th? Ouch. Alright, well, I'm trying to solve this little problem I have. I don't update enough, but I get a lot of work done. The problem is very often I don't have a lot to show. I'm building a game engine from scratch, and right now the rendering engine is not done. There's nothing to see. So, what I am going to try and do is show a little bit of what I have been doing, little things I've been looking at, things I've been thinking. A few other things that have been going on in the community I think people might have some sort of interest in. So, also I would like to mention real quick that several people, specifically Palmer and ScatCat and a few other people, have actually been asking when I'm going to get the Blender series done. I do intend to continue working on that, I just haven't had the time recently. Have faith, I will get it done. Alright. The main thing I've been working on lately is actually a game engine called the Hephaestus Game Engine. Let me just pull up the webpage on this. It's actually a free open source project under the BSD license. I'll post links to this on the actual webpage. Now, what's unique about this is that it is a 2D engine that is completely scriptable through Lua. Lua is a scripting language that's very, very powerful, very easy to learn, and very easy to embed. With my engine, you should never actually have to touch C or C++ code. Everything should be there for you, ready to go right out of the box. There's no graphics or anything, so you do have to make all the content yourself. But it does come with everything from the actual game engine, an editor, map editors, code editors, you name it, it's there. It's still very, very heavy in the design process. Not a lot has actually been coded other than the editor itself. But I think it's a few things that might impress you quite a bit. Now, again, it is under an open source license, specifically BSD. We chose that for a lot of different reasons. We noticed that a lot of people are actually rather scared of the GPL in a commercial business. That's a problem. Our engine, if we were to put it under GPL or some other open source license, suddenly it's no longer an option for a lot of different people who intend to make a few bucks off of maybe a casual game or maybe a full-scale RPG. Who knows? The scale's the limit on this. We chose the BSD because this allows people to literally take the code, fork it, and close the source to it. It's now their engine, under whatever license they choose. They can do whatever they want. They just have to give us credit initially, which is fine for us. We're just trying to make a game engine for the experience and because we want to make games. So that's what we'll do. As of right now, I'm the project owner along with AlphaCat. He actually is a schoolmate of mine he's very good. I'm actually teaching him a lot about game design in general, but he's a very good programmer, one of the better I've seen. Right now we're working on the wiki and the general game design, how everything's all going to fit together. I was hoping to show a little bit of the engine, but I just did not get enough done to be able to show it for this little video. So we'll just have to move on. In the next video, hopefully I'll be able to show you the editor, maybe even something rendering on screen. That'd be nice. I was working on it today, but I just didn't get it finished. The other thing, I highly recommend anybody who's watching this or reading this, depending on where you're getting this information from, I highly suggest you actually subscribe to the discussion group. There is ongoing discussion about what's currently going on with the engine, and it's a great place to get answers to your questions. We'll be happy to answer it, and the more people on the board, the better. And again, while the source code is under a BSD license, I would like to mention that the only two main developers on it are me and AlphaCat. The reason being is we want to keep the source code to ourselves. We want to keep the development process to ourselves. The code will be open, of course. We'll be committing things to the SVN as often as possible. The next thing I want to mention is something that I think a lot of you will find very, very interesting. I've been using the game engine called Torque for quite a while now. I've done a lot with it, most of which I have not shown you guys. I will be bringing it over at some point, maybe taking some videos of it and showing you. It's very, very cool, and I really enjoy working with it. But there's something that might interest you now. Garage Games has done something unique. They've now opened up one of their game engines for free to the public. It's actually called the TorqueX engine. If any of you have been following XNA at all, you're going to find out that Microsoft has released a new API similar to DirectX, which allows you to make games for both the PC and the Xbox using C#. I've worked with it a little bit. I believe I had a video of getting something on screen and rendering it. I believe it was a spaceship. And that's the toolkit I'm talking about. They've done something unique, however. They've created a game engine along with this API, and they've actually released it for free to the public, which is pretty unheard of. Yes, free download. I highly recommend giving it a shot. You're not going to be making 3D games with this, at least not in true 3D form like Quake or something like that, but you're looking at 2D style top-down graphics, or side-scrolling, whatever. The sky is, for the most part, the limit in terms of 2D games. I do recommend giving it a shot. Be aware, you do have to be a programmer in order to fully use this game engine. This is not a click and run type of engine. If anybody's ever used click and play before, it's not like that by any means. It is a very good game engine. I do highly recommend giving it a shot. All right. Now, something that I think you guys might find interesting. I've just recently purchased a book called 3D Game Engine Design. It's by one of the best authors that I've personally ever seen. It goes over the entire details of how a game engine works from the ground up, and most everything inside, from how the rendering subsystems work to the input engine, scene graphs, you name it. Very, very good. One of the best books I've actually ever seen on the subject. If you're serious about doing game development of any kind, this will be on your bookshelf, and you will be referring to it quite often. It is a little heavy on the mathematics, though, so I do recommend having probably at minimum a level of maybe trigonometry. Calculus would be recommended, but not necessary. For those who know a little less math but want a general overview of a game engine, specifically the Wild Magic game engine, which is his creation, you might want to try 3D game engine architecture. This goes over the Wild Magic game engine. It's very, very good, very in-depth. It's a free game engine provided to you by the book that comes with the full source code. It's all written in C++. It's written extremely well. And it goes over the engine from the ground up. Its design, his philosophy, his design decisions in the engine itself, very good. I personally just purchased it. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail myself, and I'll be able to give you a much more thorough review on it. Go to his website. He does have snippets on both these books. Specifically, the last book, it goes over the scene graphs, which I found phenomenal. As well as a lot of other documentation. Actually, let me just take you there right now. It's a great resource. Let's see here. Yes, it's a fairly odd little website. He's not the best web designer, but he's very good at writing game engines. It's called Wild Magic. It's a fairly good game engine. You've probably not heard of it before. I hadn't heard of it until I started reading his books. That's very, very capable. You're also going to find something very interesting, his documentation. He has documentation on everything you could possibly ever imagine. Here's just a little bit. Let me just scroll through some of this. All this are free. All this is free. Very good. Goes over so much on game engines and just math in general, as well as so much more. It goes over everything from physics to Boolean logic. And all of these articles are very, very top-notch. I believe he actually got his PhD with some of these articles. I'm not entirely sure on that. But I've read through a good few of them, and they're very, very good. In addition, again, you can actually download his engine. It's under the GPL license. And you're allowed to use it for commercial work provided you buy the book. Very good. Highly recommend it. Just a couple of things. Let's just show you some of his samples here.